Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and late yesterday, Apple released macOS Catalina 10.15.4 supplemental update. This is a small bug fix update to the already released macOS Catalina 10.15.4. So it really could be a 0.1 at the end of that, but Apple doesn't really do that. So what that means is it's going to have a lot of bug fixes in it, or at least a few of them. And on my iMac Pro, it came in at 1.38 gigabytes. It was similarly sized on my Mac Pro, and you can expect it to be between 1 and 2 gigabytes on your Mac if you're on macOS Catalina 10.15.4. Now, this particular update introduces 4 bug fixes, and the first one has to do with FaceTime. So if you were having that issue where you were trying to contact old devices that were using FaceTime, for example, macOS El Capitan 10.11.6 and earlier, or iOS 9.3.6 or earlier, FaceTime calls would not work properly. Now they will. A lot of people were concerned that they were phasing that out, and it seems like Apple has fixed this along with updates that came out the other day for iOS 13.4 as well as watchOS 6.2. So Apple's fixed it all the way around, and everyone should be able to FaceTime still, and it looks like they're still going to support it into the future. Now, the second thing has to do with a password prompt that may pop up over and over if you're using Microsoft Office 365. So if you're using any of these products, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, or Outlook, and maybe you were getting a password prompt over and over, that should now be resolved. Now, in addition to that, there's a fix specific to the 2020 MacBook Air, and that particular update has to do with an issue when you're setting it up and you're using an external display such as a 4K or 5K monitor. So if you're plugging it in and disconnecting it, setup could hang in the setup assistant. Now it will work properly. Now the current workaround before this update, or the previous workaround, was just to set up your MacBook Air using the screen on the MacBook Air, and then everything would work fine. But now it will work even with an external display. And then finally, there was an issue that I was experiencing as well with USB-C ports on my Mac Pro becoming unresponsive. They've now fixed that, and now my display wakes up more quickly on my Mac Pro, as well as other devices not falling asleep. For example, the microphone I'm using now is being recorded through a Focusrite 2i2, which is a USB interface audio recorder to XLR, and it would just fall asleep randomly. I'd have to unplug the USB port and plug it back in, and then it would work. That problem has been fixed. So if you're experiencing any of those weird issues with USB-C, that should now be resolved. Now, aside from that, there is nothing else mentioned as far as updates or anything else. There's no security fixes or anything like that. So this is a really short, small update that should fix a lot of little bugs that people were experiencing. And I would expect more bug fixes and changes in the future version of macOS when that's shown in June. So that's really it for this particular version. There's nothing really exciting or new, and that's all there is to it. So hopefully it fixes those issues if you were having a problem. If you found anything else, though, let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, of course, I'll link it in the description, as I always do. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.